learners, I am Dr. Priyanka Gautam. Today here we are to discuss the senior secondary biology course. So, I am welcoming you at NIOS, and today we are going to discuss on a topic nervous system. So, in the earlier class we had discussed of one of the communication system, that is the endocrine system, and the another important kind of system is the nervous system. It is the one of the regulating system. It signals the body through electrical impulses that communicate with the body cells. Some of the activity is conscious in the nervous system, but most of the activity happens without our awareness. So, the nervous system is the master controller and communicating system in the body, and every thought, action and emotion, they reflect its activity. It signals the body through the electrical impulses that communicate with the body cells. The function of the nervous system, if we say that there are the number of the functions, like it detect the change and feel sensation, it initiate the appropriate response for the change. So, this nervous system is the master controller and communicating system in the body, and every thought, action and emotion reflects its activity. It signals the body through the electrical impulses that communicate with the body cells. Its signals and respond to ability are highly specific and rapid. The function of the nervous system are various, like it detect the changes and feel sensation, it initiate and appropriate response to the changes, it organize the information for immediate use and store it for the further use. So, this is the organization of the nervous system, that how nervous system is being differentiated into the different parts. The first one, the nervous system is mainly two types, the central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system, it in control, or it is controlled by the brain and the spinal cord, while the parasympathetic nervous system, it is being regulated by motor neuron and the sensory neuron. That is the motor neuron, through which it is divided as somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system, and further the autonomic system may be of sympathetic division and the parasympathetic division. So, we will go one by one to all of the types of the nervous system, as the central nervous system, that consists the brain and the spinal cord, and peripheral nervous system, that consists the cranial nerve and the spinal nerve. So, basically it is including the neurons. So, central nervous system and peripheral nervous system, they work together to make rapid changes in your body and they respond to a particular stimuli. And the central nervous system, as I say that it is including the brain and the spinal cord. So, main function of the central nervous system, it receives the sensory signals and determine the appropriate response, and it also help to storage of the memory and carry out the thoughts. The central nervous system, as the main part are two, the spinal cord and the brain. So, spinal cord is the most caudal part of the central nervous system, and it receives and processes the sensory information from the skin, joint and the muscles of the limb and trunk, and control the movement of both limb as well as the trunk. So, spinal cord is, if we divide it, it is divided into two parts. One is the core of center gray matter and surrounding the white matter. So, it is containing the gray matter as well as the white matter. So, gray matter, which contain the nerve cell body, and it typically divide into the dorsal and the ventral horn. So, the gray matter, it is containing the dorsal as well as the ventral horn, and dorsal horn contain an orderly arrangement of the sensory relay neuron that receive the input from the periphery, whereas the ventral horn, it contain the group of motor neuron and interneuron that regulate the motor neuronal firing pattern. The another is the white matter. That white matter, it is containing the myelinated axons, and ventral root from the certain level of spinal cord also include the sympathetic and parasympathetic axons. So, spinal cord, that is, this is the structure of the spinal cord and it is protected by the vertebrae and containing the gray matter as well as the white matter. The next part is the brain. So, brain is the very dedicated organ that is present inside the cranium of the skull, and it is protected by the three covering. The outer one is the dura mater, and middle one is the arachnoid, that is in the web like pattern, and the inner one is the pia mater. And the space that is present in between the membrane, it is filled with a fluid that is called the cerebrospinal fluid. And as the brain can be like, it is containing the three main regions, or we can differentiate at three regions: the forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. So, forebrain consists the cerebrum and diencephalon, and midbrain it is the tubular part between the fore and the hindbrain, and hindbrain it is containing the cerebellum, pons and the medulla oblongata. So, the three part, it is showing the three part, the forebrain, midbrain and the hindbrain. And if we also like divide the brain as sections, so there are main three sections, or we can elaborate it more as the three sections: the cerebrum, that is containing the hemisphere, two hemisphere, and cerebellum, it control the balance and posture and coordination, and brain stem, that is controlling the various involuntary activity like the breathing. So, first one is the cerebrum. Cerebrum, this is the largest part of the brain, and it is divided into the two hemisphere, that is the left hemisphere and the right, and their outer surface is highly convoluted with the ridges and the groove, and each hemisphere is hollow internally, and the wall have two regions: the outer region that contain the cell body of the nerve cell, and it is greyish in color, so called the grey matter, and the inner region is composed of the whitish axon, so it is called as white matter. And corpus callosum is a sheet of the crisscross nerve fibers connecting the two cerebral hemispheres left. So, in the cerebrum, the left side of the cerebrum, it controls the right side, and the right side cerebrum control the left side of the body. अच्छा ठीक है, क्योंकि वो एकदम आप पढ़ते बोलते बोलते ऐसे है ना, लेक्चर में आएगा वो। अच्छा ठीक है, ठीक है, कटने के लिए हमारे पास स्लाइड नहीं है, ठीक है, क्योंकि आप बोल रहे हो उसमें से। ठीक है, मैं कुछ ठीक कर लीजिए उसको, आराम से रुक के ठीक कर लीजिए, पर उस स्लाइड को दोबारा से स्टार्ट करें। थिंक मैं पेन लगा लूं, क्योंकि ये बार बार बाहर आगे ही आ रहा है। तो इसको कर लेते हैं, ठीक है, कुछ आते नहीं, अगर आते हैं आप रुक जाइए, बोलिए, इसको ठीक कर लीजिए, ठीक, इसको वापस आए, फिर स्टार्ट करेंगे, ठीक, ठीक, अगर हम यहाँ से स्टार्ट करेंगे रिपीट से दोबारा इसी स्लाइड को, ये चीज चल रही है। So, cerebrum, it is containing the hemisphere, and it is also containing the four lobes. It is divided into the four lobes: the frontal lobe, parietal lobe, occipital lobe and temporal lobe. The next is the cerebellum. Cerebellum is the smaller region of the brain, and it is located at the base and under the cerebellum. It has the numerous furrow. It is also has the cortex of the gray layer, and the main two functions of this cerebellum is it maintain the balance of the body and coordination of muscular activity. So, cerebellum is the one that is maintaining your balance. So, definitely if the cerebellum is injured, your movement become jerky. So, like athletes, they perform well because they have a good trained cerebellum at their work. If the cerebellum is being injured, then they are not able to perform well. The third part, or the third section, is the brain stem. The brain stem is made up of medulla oblongata, pons and the midbrain. So, there are the different function of all, like medulla oblongata control the involuntary activity like heart rate and the breathing. Pons and midbrain act as a pathway connecting various parts of the brain with each other, and midbrain control many sensory and the motor functions including eye movement and the coordination of visual and auditory reflex. So, the brain stem receives sensory information from the skin and muscles of the head and provide motor control for the head musculature. It also convey information from the spinal cord to the brain and also from brain to the spinal cord. The next part, that is the diencephalon, it contains the two main structures, the thalamus and hypothalamus. So, thalamus possesses most of the information reaching the cerebral cortex from the rest of the central nervous system, and hypothalamus regulate the autonomic, endocrine and visceral functions. So, this is all about learner about the central nervous system, that is containing the two main part is the spinal cord and the brain. So, this is the next one is the peripheral nervous system, that is containing like nerve, neuron and the sensory organ outside the central nervous system. And the main function of the peripheral nervous system, it include or it send the signal to the central nervous system, and also it receive and transmit the motor signal from the central nervous system, and it also stimulate the effector. So, like a telephone wire, it connect all our house in the community. So, peripheral nervous system, it relay information to and from the central nervous system, and the brain is the center of activity that integrate this information, initiate response and make it the individual we are. So, it relies that what we are. So, peripheral nervous system, as I described earlier, that it is containing as somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. That autonomic nervous system can further be differentiated as the sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. So, learner, let me explain you all of these one by one. The first one, that is the somatic nervous system. So, the motor neuron that control voluntary movement by activating skeletal muscles. So, it also involved in what we are perceiving as involuntary movement such as reflex action. This is due to this particular autonomic response to the stimulus, means whatever stimulus we are getting, it is affecting in that manner. So, as the stimulus is received, the action is being governed, it is due to the somatic nervous system. And the second, that is the autonomic nervous system, the motor neuron that control the involuntary responses involving the organ, glands and the smooth muscles. So, some voluntary control over the responses can come from the relaxation and medication, which reduces the perception of stress and in turn reduces the stress response. The next division is the sympathetic division. So, portion of the autonomic nervous system, it is the portion of the autonomic nervous system that is giving the fight or flight response. Like for example, if we take that is the dilation of the pupil, increased heart rate and breathing rate, constriction of the blood vessels and inhibit the digestion. So, these all activity are under the control of the sympathetic division. The next is parasympathetic division. This is just opposite to the sympathetic division, like it produces the rest and ruminate response, like the constriction of the pupil, dilate the blood vessels, reduces heart rate and breathing rate and stimulate the digestion. So, all the function, it is just opposite to the sympathetic nervous system. So, this is peripheral nervous system that is containing the neurons. So, the basic unit of the structure and function of the nervous system is the neuron. And if we say that neuron, the structure of the neuron is containing or nerve cells, they are called as neuron or nerve fiber, and whatever their specific function, all neuron have the three important part. One is the cell body. It contains the nucleus and is essential for the continued life of the neuron. So, it is very important part of the neuron. You will see the neuron cell body are found into the central nervous system or close to the trunk of the body. So, usually these are present near to the central nervous system, that is brain and spinal cord. So, in these locations cell body are protected by the bones, but they are not, or these cell bodies are not present in the arm and the legs, those are much more subjected to the injury. So, they are present in an area, those are protected area with the bones. Then this is like a neuron, as I say, it is been containing the three part. The first one was the cell body, the next is the dendrites and the third one is the axon. So, dendrites are the branch-like extension that receive impulses and carry them towards the cell body, and axons, they are single extension of the neuron that carry impulses away from the cell body. So, the dendrites are receiving the impulses and the axons are axons are extension that carry the impulse from the cell body. So, the neuron, it contains the three part. The one I had explained as the cell body, the second may be as the dendrites. So, dendrites receive the signal and cell body integrate the signal, and third part is the axon that transmit action potential, and it is covered by the myelin sheath that makes the signal travel faster, and synaptic terminal transmit signals. So, the dendrite, it is the branch like extension that receive impulses and carry them towards the cell body, and axons, single extension of the neuron that carry the impulse away from the cell body. So, the axons branches out at ending to send the impulses to many different neurons. So, number of axons, they are joined together. So, external ending, the end of the these axons are connected to the different neurons, and dendrites receive impulses from many other axons. The peripheral nervous system, axon and the dendrites are wrapped in a specialized cell called the Schwann cells. This is into the other eukaryotes. So, as I say that axon, they are containing the myelin sheath. So, what is the importance of the myelin sheath? Myelin is a phospholipid that electrically insulate the neuron from one another. Without the myelin sheath, neuron would short circuit just like an electrical wire would if they are not insulated. So, this is protecting the one axon to attach with the another axon. In the central nervous system, the myelin sheath are formed by the oligodendrocyte, one of the neuroglial or the glial cell, the specialized cell found only in the brain and the spinal cord. So, if we talk about the types of the neuron is of three types: the sensory neuron, interneuron, motor neuron. Sensory neuron carry impulse from inside and outside the body to brain and spinal cord. Interneuron found within the brain and spinal cord and process incoming impulse and pass them on to the motor neuron. And motor neuron, they carry impulse away from the brain and spinal cord. So, as the impulse is being transmitted from one neuron to the another neuron. So, this is due to the important part that is called the synapse. So, neuron usually do not connect directly to one to the another. There is a gap between them, and that gap is called the synapse that control the transmission of the signal, and this signal is transmitted because of the one chemical that is called neurotransmitter. This neurotransmitter cross the synapse and stimulate the next neuron. So, the neuron that transmit impulses to one to the another, this is that both of the neuron, they do not touch directly to one another. So, that gap we are calling it as synapse. So, within that synaptic knob terminal end, the presynaptic axon is a chemical that is called the neurotransmitter, and it is released into the synapse by the arrival of an electrical nerve impulse. So, that neurotransmitter is only secreted when we are getting any stimulus. So, after the stimulus, the neurotransmitter is secreted from presynaptic knob. Then the neurotransmitter diffuses across the synapse and combined with the specific receptor site on the cell membrane of the postsynaptic neuron. So, it is secreted from the presynaptic neuron, and then the receptors, those are present on the postsynaptic neuron, it bind there, and then there it generate a electrical impulse, then in turn carried by these neurons axons to the next synapse and so forth. So, likewise that as the stimulus we are getting, the neurotransmitter are being released and the neuron are in function. So, there is another chemical as called inactivator at the cell body or the dendrite of the postsynaptic neuron that quickly inactivate the neurotransmitter. So, this prevents the unwanted continuous impulse unless a new impulse from the first neuron released from the neurotransmitter. So, what happened like if we take an example of this stimulus, like what happened is somebody tap on your shoulder. So, there are a chain of reaction goes on, like the what happened first, the receptor in the skin, they sense touch or the other stimulus. Then we have as the 3 neurons, the sensory neuron, interneuron and the motor neuron. So, sensory neuron transmit the touch message, then information is stored and interpreted in the brain, and then a response, this response is determined by the interneuron. Then interneuron transmit this particular stimulus to the motor neuron that transmit a response message to the shoulder muscles. Then after that, when again the shoulder muscles getting the information or the stimulus, you just turn back to see that who has been tapped on your shoulder. So, this is the example of the how the neuron or this impulse is being carried out. So, it is involving, or we can say that the impulse transmitted or impulse transmission happen by the number of ways, like first the stimulus excited sensory neuron, then depolarization takes place, then repolarization takes place. So, impulse move across the synapse and with the help of the neurotransmitter. So, the nerve impulse is started. Simply a neuron not carry an impulse is in a state of polarization with sodium ion more abundant outside of the cell and potassium ion and the negative ion more abundant inside of the cell. So, positive is outside of the cell and negative is inside of the cell, and this is the resting potential stage, and the neuron has a positive charge on the outside of the cell membrane and negative charge on the inside of the membrane. So, how the nerve are being functioning? They are functioning to generate a active potential. So, first the membrane is in the resting potential at which the outer is positive and inside it is the negative. Then stimulus like the neurotransmitter make the membrane very permeable to the sodium ion which rushes into the cell. So, the next stage comes that brings the depolarization state. This is a reversal of the charge on the membrane. Initially it is positive outside and negative inside. Now, the outside now has a negative charge and inside has the positive charge. So, further the nerve impulse getting the outer negative and the inner positive. Then as soon the depolarization takes place, the neuron membrane become very permeable to the potassium ion which rushes out the cell, and this restore the positive charge again outside and negative charge again inside. So, this is called repolarization. So, one is the resting potential, then it is when the stimulus is there, it is gone to the depolarization state and then again to the repolarization. So, this particular phase is called the action potential, where the depolarization is followed by the repolarization. Then the sodium and the potassium pump return sodium ion outside and potassium ion inside, and the neuron is ready to respond to another stimulus and transmit the another impulse. So, the action potential in response to a stimulus taken place very rapidly and it is measured in milliseconds. So, reflex action is the most important example of this kind of system, the nervous system. This is the most simplest neural pathway in the that is the reflex arc, and it is the two type, the simple and the conditional, and as well as we can also differentiate it as the cerebral reflex and the spinal reflex. So, reflex action is the simplest neuronal pathway in the reflex arc, and it is of two types, simple and conditional. Simple, if we say that it is inborn or natural, and conditional, it is the outcome of the repeated experiences, and it can also be differentiated as whether it is involving the cerebral cortex, that is the cerebral reflex, and spinal, it is including the spinal cord, that is the spinal reflex. So, This is the simplest neural pathway as the reflex arc, and this involves one or more sensory neurons, association neuron in the spines and motor neuron which carry out the reflex entirely before the brain is aware of the response. So, as the any stimulus come directly, these action is being governed before the response to the brain, because if we wait for the brain it may harm the body. So, reflex action is something that is as immediately some stimulus came, and if it is harmful to your body, directly the function occurs as a reflex action. So, this reflex action is an autonomic, quick and involuntary action in the body that brought about by a stimulus. For example, if we take like immediately if you are touching a hot plate, okay, your body sense that it is hot and immediately you pull your hand. So, this is due to the reflex action. Like you may have a sensation, like you may have the salivation into your mouth when you see some tasty food. So, these both are different form of the reflex action. The one is like if we have been also categorized like it is a simple reflex action and conditional reflex action. So, simple is one that is inborn reflection, and conditional when you are getting is by repeated experience. So, I had given the two examples. The one is that is inborn. So, if you touch the hot object, you immediately pull your hand. So, that comes under the simple reflex action. And conditional when you are getting repeated experiences, like you have tasted some food and after that you like that food, and again when you see that food you know that it is very tasty and you wanted to eat them. So, again the salivation comes and it shows the conditional reflex action. So, what is the mechanism of the reflex action? Some reflexes are brought about through the brain, that is the cerebral reflex, such as the closing of the eyelid due to the approaching object, while the other are brought about by the spinal cord. So, it is the spinal cord that is functioning. So, this is called the spinal reflex. So, learners, we have learned the reflex action. We can also go through this particular phenomena of the reflex action by this video. So, let us have a look on this video.
Reflex action mechanism. In reflex action, fine tips, that is dendrites of receptors, that is sensory neurons, quickly relay a message in the form of electric impulse via sensory nerves to the spinal cord. The spinal cord then sends information, impulse, via motor nerves to effectors, that is muscles or glands. The reflex actions generally involve spinal cord for quick response to specific stimulus, or otherwise the thinking process of brain may take time and delay the response, which may harm the animal. However, information input also goes on to reach the brain where thinking process occurs. The path taken by nerve impulse in a reflex action is called reflex arc. When our hand accidentally touches a hot object, the heat is sensed by thermoreceptors present in the skin of hands. The receptors trigger nerve impulses in sensory neurons. Sensory neurons transmit the message to the spinal cord. In spinal cord, impulse is passed on to the interneurons, which in turn pass it to the motor neurons. The motor neurons transmit the instruction to the muscles in our arm. The arm muscles contract and pull our hand away from the hot object. This is also referred as spinal reflex. Reflex arcs have evolved in animals because the thinking process of the brain is relatively slow. Reflex arcs have evolved as an efficient way of functioning in the absence of true thought processes. There are some reflexes which involve brain as well. They are termed as cerebral reflexes, for example, salivation at the sight or smell of food. For Contraction of pupil of human eye in the presence of light. Significance of reflex action. 1. It avoids overloading of brain. 2. It results in quick response, otherwise the thinking process of brain may take time and delay the response, which may harm the animal.
So learners, you might have enjoyed this particular video that is explaining you the action, that is the reflex action, and how the difference between the simple and the spinal and the cerebral reflex action. So in this particular chapter we had gone through to the number of the things like what is the nervous system, how the nervous system is being differentiated as the central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, and what are the different parts of the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system, and it is as differentiated as the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. As well as we have also learned what is the structure of neuron and how the nerve impulse is transmitted to our body, and the one of the important example of the reflex action is the when your body is responding to any kind of stimulus. So the nervous system is now, as we know, that it is the most important communication system to our body, and it is controlling in a conscious way also and as an unconscious way both. So thank you learners for your attention, and thank you so much for this particular watching this.